All right, what's up? This is John's podcast.
Hey, this is Charlie Cope.
All right, man, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, not too bad myself.
All right.
Yes, sir. So, you're originally from Dallas?
Not originally. Originally down from a really small town near Houston called Brookshire, Texas. But
Oh,
I live in Dallas now. Actually, I've been living in Denton for the past couple of years. I just moved into Dallas a week ago today.
oh, crap.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm sitting in my brand new bedroom at my desk with a chair that I bought yesterday. This is my first piece of furniture in the house.
Yeah, facts.
only I've only been here a few days. Yeah.
I definitely get the struggle, man. Well, it looks clean from what I see, so I can see it's brand new from your background.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Awesome, man.
I'm not
That's
gonna fix.
heck yeah. So, I gotta ask, what's the for the big move? Is it for towards like just trying to be in the city more, or just pretty much for music, or what?
There's a couple of things, it's only an hour difference. I mean, I was up in Denton yesterday. It's just, uh, so it's not really anything different with the music, but having to drive an hour every day to my shows. I have around 4 or 5 shows a week. Uh, it got to be real hassle. I got one tomorrow. It'll usually be about 45 minutes to an hour drive. But now it's only like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome.
So it's a live performance, right? You're saying like you do like you
Yeah,
because I know I saw some things on your Facebook that you do a lot of your gigs, like you do them yourself
mostly. I have a
or
backing band that I hire from time to time, but a lot of them are just me, or just sometimes I'll just hire one or two musicians. Sometimes I'll hire a whole bunch. It just
okay.
depends.
Now what where do you have a certain place you perform at, or do you just like get everywhere you can get pretty much?
No, I can't do any residencies. I've gotten a lot of offers, and I've done it in the past, and I would love to do it. But because I tour a lot, I just got off a tour across the country, 3.5 months, across the southern United States. So because I tour a lot, I'm out of town a lot. I can't do residencies.
Right.
So I can't do the same place every week or something like that. But I have a whole lot of regular clients, so I'll book them like once or twice a month. And the bigger places, they'll usually book me like 4 times a year or so.
Okay. So you touring is that's been going on for a while, or is this something fairly new for you for yourself as an artist?
Yeah, my first solo tour was in 2020. It was just in time for the apocalypse.
Yeah.
We
God.
we called it the acoustic end of the world tour. That's what we called it,
Oh, that sounds
or
badass.
the end of the world acoustic tour, or something like that.
Okay.
And uh, this was just my fourth tour that I got off of.
Four.
And I've already announced it. I announced it a couple of weeks ago on a radio show. Next year I'm going to have four tours, so I'm going to basically double what I've been doing the past 3 years, all next year.
And
Um,
what is this tour called?
I haven't released that info yet,
Oh,
but I was looking at the schedule and I can release the name of the first tour. So it'll be in the spring, and it will be called the Six Strings Over Texas tour. So it'll just be a Texas tour.
okay. I heard that, right? So y'all better be keeping out for that shit. Watch out. It's coming. It's awesome, man. And I gotta say, dude, so like originally I was asking at first, like if you're really from Dallas, because me personally, I was actually raised in Dallas. I was
Mhm.
born in El Paso, the tiny little desert area. That's me.
Yeah.
And so like, dude, I've been across all that, drove across Texas. It's beautiful. It's just a long ass
Mhm.
drive, man. So salute to you for
Yeah.
even making that drive, bro. Like that's well dedication. That's awesome, dude. So for for doing performances and anything like that, do you have any singles or anything that you're working on prior right now, or anything you just released out, or
Yeah, actually, I just released my second album. It's a live acoustic record, Charlie Cope Live and Acoustic at JEC Studios. It's actually about my first tour.
okay, awesome.
Um,
That's sick,
so
dude.
it's a really interesting live record. I've never seen anybody really do anything like I've done with that one.
Yeah, some little unique and all that. That's good because I'll tell you what, man, for a country singer, I feel like nowadays because it's become so more popular and stuff like that. I even talked about this prior before. like it's become something that pretty much anybody can like do nowadays, but it's just the way of performance that you put out. I feel like that really matters. You know what I mean? And you doing live, even for an album that's live, you know, that's was kind of always around, but not really fairly around, pretty much. Like not a lot of people really pay attention to that. Like I remember when CDs were happening, you'd have the original CD and then you have
Mhm.
your live CD, like the live, like you know the you used to do the double CD thing. Yeah. So I feel like that's awesome, bro, that you're bringing that back in because you could watch live on YouTube or anything like that, but doing it on your album, I don't really hear that often, honestly. So
Yeah.
that's cool, man. So and when it comes to do you songwrite as well, right? You're a songwriter, or do you just naturally perform what you write down for yourself?
Yeah, I've wrote for other artists, mainly because I'm an Americana singer,
Hmm.
and Americana music is very songwriter driven, and that's
Hmm.
just most of my connections are songwriters, and in Texas, and I have the camouflage hat, so a lot of people assume I'm a country singer.
Oh, I
Uh,
did. Yeah.
yeah, it happens all the time. It's all good. Uh, so that's mainly who I work with, Americana singers and country singers. But because the Americana music is so singer-songwriter driven, uh, a lot of those guys will have me do co-writes with them, or they'll have me send in a song to write for them to just redo, to remake, and they'll give me so I'll just get half of that credit.
Okay. And then when it comes to songwriting, what inspires you to write those songs? Like what's the idea? Like what was the inspiration?
Well, I've written a little over 2,000 songs now, so I've done it a little every which way but loose.
Hmm.
They're not all good ones,
Yeah, it
but
has the
a
bad
little
ones,
over
yeah, the
2,000.
good ones. Yeah.
Well, the bad ones, you need the bad ones. They go in the trash. They go to the side, and
Yeah.
let the good ones come to the light. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right,
Everybody
right.
can't listen to 2,000 songs. That's ridiculous. But
No,
they can
seriously.
listen to the best ones. We can listen to those,
Oh,
and I'm
100%,
definitely
dude.
not going to record all of them. Yeah,
I mean, you gotta be like in the studio probably 24 hours a day if you're gonna do something crazy like that, man. But
exactly.
honestly,
Yeah,
that yeah, and there's a saying I've always heard, and for as a songwriter, like you have to write at least 100 songs a day to be a songwriter. You know what I mean? Or not a day, but like if you don't write past at least 100, then you're not really doing much. You know what I mean? You're not really a songwriter because like you have to be consistent. You have to understand the pattern of it, I guess I should say, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I can see that, but also making rules like that, it can be a little dangerous because then you get puzzle piece music. It's everybody fits within these lines and does it this way. But you start putting too many rules into music like that. But the reason I wrote so many and picked the top few, for like my first record, I did 1,200 songs, and I picked the top supposed to be 12, and it ended up being 14. And of course, that was back in 2021, and so now I've moved on from that. Uh, Writing that many songs for me was practice because I'm only 21 years old. I mean, I did all those songs when I was a freshman in college, and it was insane practice. And it got to a point where I could still do this actually. At my shows, towards the end, if we have a little extra time, we'll go into what we call overtime. We'll take some words from the audience and we'll make up a song on the stage. And it's I'll just take give me a letter between A and G. All right, it's in key of B. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so my one rule about that is don't give me words about food because I'm tired of singing about food. It's the
Well,
same stuff all the time.
what was it about food, man, that people want to hear? It's like just like I want to hear a song about, pizza or burgers, And I'm like, what?
Well, I guess because you're on the spot and you're in a bar, you're drinking. A lot of places do have food that I play at.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it's right in front of you, or you're thinking about it. Or most of the time when you are drinking, you're probably thinking at some point you're thinking we should get food after this.
Oh, dude, that's always 100%, especially after after a concert or a performance. You're drunk?
Yeah.
Dude, forget about it, man.
Yeah.
You know the Texas way. Gotta get some food
Yeah,
after
we gotta
that.
hit Jack in the Box on the way home. Yeah.
Don't even mention Jack in the Box, man. I miss that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
as far as songwriting goes and the actual process for me, uh, I've heard some radios or some magazines or just other musicians like on the internet or whatever calling me things like the next Tom Petty or the next Bob Dylan or the next whoever, and I think it's complete bull because I might have I might sing these songs, I might have the ownership of these songs, but I didn't write these songs. I just wrote them down. These songs actually happened. And yeah, there's some stuff I made up in other songs. Those are songs you haven't heard because they sucked. The ones that we've heard, the ones that have been on the record, been on the radio, been on the charts, all of those that have released were true stories. And the only thing I changed were like names and places and stuff. Um, so on one hand, I'm very lucky that those insanely crazy stories actually happened to me. But on the other hand, up until a few months ago, I did always feel kind of like a fraud because people were calling me this amazing songwriter, the Americana music poet. And I wasn't making these up. And I thought I was some sort of fraud. I thought I was some sort of crook because everyone thought I was. And I kept telling people that I wasn't. And a few months ago, it just kind of hit me that that's not fraudulent. That's better. Because this actual thing that actually happened to me, it's a big world. It's gotta be happening to somebody else.
Yeah.
And these people, they come up to me at the shows. They come up to me at the merchandise table. They message me on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on whatever. They'll come up to me at Walmart and they'll tell me, "This is my wife and I song," or "This is the song we got married to, had our first dance to. This is the song. This is our song. Whenever I'm out of town, I send her this." Or this is the somebody will be like, "This is the song I send to girls when I'm trying to get laid," or whatever. This is the song I use to help me through breakups, or when I'm having a really difficult time with sobriety. This is the song I listen to inspire me. And I just think that sort of thing, even if it's not what I intentionally made that song for, and what was the same about my story, or it could be the same about my story, you can tell I'm getting excited because that's so freaking cool to me.
Yeah.
When somebody's saying, "This has touched me, this has inspired me, and this made me feel less alone," and that connection through music. And I've always felt so lucky that I could actually do that. And
Yeah.
amazed that at 21 years old, there's a long list of people that are telling me how these songs helped them or inspired them, or like, I'm gonna be a singer now because of Charlie Cope, or an actor now because of Charlie Cope, or whatever. And I get that all the time. And it's the coolest feeling in the world. And I have just recently, in the past couple of months, come to learn that it's not all luck. And I have kind of accepted the fact that I work harder than everybody I know. But, and I'm saying this mainly for songwriters that are, or other artists in general that are looking for inspiration, I really do believe that truth, that authenticity, and that's what I love so much about Americana music, is authenticity. In little darkness and a little brightness and a little evil and a little good, and all that juxtaposition in Americana music, that terribly beautifulness about life, it really touches people, and it really helps people, and it really does make people feel more understood and less alone, because you don't really get that in pop music and rap music and country music. Country music is all about girls wearing short jean shorts on tailgates drinking Coors Lights now.
Right.
That doesn't really, I don't really see how that could really connect with people so much. Merle Haggard or Willie Nelson back then, they could, yes, but
Oh yeah, Willie Nelson's Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
But no, dude, that's inspiring, man. That's really inspiring.
thank you.
Like to be real and real, because like for me, when I songwrite, I try to relate, you know what I mean? Like you said, like you do, you're actually doing it, you know what I mean? And for a lot of those that try to be a songwriter, they miss that point. Like you were saying, you know, the connection that you hear feedbacks, you're actually like hearing that, man. And it's like fuel to the fire, just like once you make you keep going and keep pushing, man. And honestly, from hearing that from you and knowing that, you know, you're actually like making a difference and you know in not just you know being an independent you know artist, but for you to have the capability and to be here today and to deliver that message, you know, that's very inspiring and that's very, you know, futuristic. And to say that music can be saved, and the only reason why I say that because like you were saying, there's a lot of music nowadays that are put out, even in country songs. There's a lot of music that's put out that talk about the wrong things that don't really relate. Yes, you'll throw a party song, you'll have a couple of songs that are fun, but let me tell you, there's songs that are party songs that are actually hits, but that are actually real shit that really happens in people's lives. And for you to deliver that and to hear that kind of stuff, man, it blows me away because like I've always wanted to know and understand how that's like. You know what I mean? And I'm actually, you know, seeing it right now from you and I hear your excitement, you know what I mean? And that's amazing because like it just it just like gasses it up, man. It just gets you want to keep going, man. Once and anybody that's probably gonna hear this, man, is probably like sit back and just like, wow, like, you know, that's cool. You know what I mean? I actually get to really see somebody instead of seeing on TV or hearing it on TikTok, or you're actually seeing this from somebody coming up, you know what I mean? That's actually doing it. And I think that's pretty awesome, man. And that's one of the reasons why I even started this podcast, bro. Like to help people get the word out and for artists that want to be heard, you know, and for yourself, you know, like in the future, what you're saying, man, I already know you're gonna make it big, no question about it. It's just the repercussion, man. It's just you're only 21. That's mind blown. You know what I mean? That means like as you get older, the better you're just gonna get. That's just it, man. It's just more to the fuel, you know, and that's really inspiring, bro. I'm really glad, you know, I had a chance to talk to you, you know what I mean? Because now I see, you know, the level that you're at, you know, and you're going to keep pushing, you're going to keep grinding it, which is obviously I can see it. You know, you're doing what's necessary and you don't bullshit around the corner. You're actually being real. You're like a real artist. And a lot of people miss that. And then once they get signed into labels or get caught up in contracts or etc., they lose that, you know, and I can tell you're going to be one of those that's just going to be just straight to it. You know what I mean? You're not going to bullshit around the corner. You know what I mean? No matter how long it takes. You know, and that's inspiring for real.
Well,
That,
thanks, buddy.
that Texas love, man. Got you. um. Also, since
Mhm.
you know you are talking about doing a live performance soon and stuff like that, do you want your followers let your followers know where they can find you, where they can follow you, or as well? Yeah.
Yeah. So really, you can just Google my name, Charlie Cope, as in how you cope with all this terrific music. You find my website, charliecopemusic.com. You can just Google my name. It's the first thing that comes up. Right next to it is my Google Knowledge panel with my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, my OnlyFans, everything. Uh, just check anything, everything, Charlie Cope. Might want to make sure it's the real one because there are a couple of fan accounts on some things. There are a couple of fake accounts on some things.
Yeah.
If they're asking you for money, they're not me.
Yeah. Scammers.
Yes, just a couple of
Beware.
those.
Watch out for them
Mhm.
scammers. It is real. I'm telling you. They're the only ones that make sure I'm still alive. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'll tell you that. But that's cool, dude. That's damn. That's crazy. And Americano, it's funny you say that too, because like I've messed around with a couple beats, couple instrumentals that were in that category, and I felt like I had a true connection just hearing those kind of like tunes and melodies that I tried coming up with. But obviously for me, it just doesn't work for me personally because like I just don't have that genre and aspect in that. But like for you, how you develop it and how you change it and how you make it so unique and just pure. And I even heard some of your live performances on Facebook that I just checked out and everything, and I could hear your voice as a mature young man that's just putting it out there, man. It's raw and it's unique. And then also another question for your that you do live, because I know you do a lot of lives. Do you just do it on Facebook or do on your webpage or stuff like that? Like where can people find you doing live performances? Like, because I know you can stream, right? Pretty much. Or
Yeah, I don't really do much streaming just because, I have had around 150 shows this year alone. I've done the streaming thing before. A couple years ago, I did it on one of my tours, and it was just such a gigantic hassle, going from city to city and having to get internet and setting it all that
yeah,
up and drunks knocking into the cameras and everything. It was a bit of a nightmare. But
yeah,
so I don't really do much live stuff on like social media live, but I do have a ton of shows. Uh, this week alone, I've got 3 shows out in Dallas area, or at least as of the day we're recording this. Uh,
yeah. So the whole
yeah,
thing is the, like, don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna set the dates right. Don't just all y'all that's in Texas is watching this. Keep an eye out. Don't worry, and we're gonna got information for y'all. Don't worry. Check my
yeah, for
boy
sure. But
out.
I haven't. Yeah, I mean, it's music season just ended a few days back, so there's less gigs. Before it was like 5 gigs a week or so.
Mhm.
Now it's more like 3, and that's normal. Music season will start back up in March. But hey, if you're not around the Dallas Fort Worth area or not in Texas, not in America, I don't care, wherever you are, let me know where you want me to come play at. And we've got 4 tours next year, one of which is announced, 3 of which are not announced. We just announced one like 10 minutes ago. Uh,
Yeah, we did.
so just let me know where you want me to come play at. We'll come do it. We're gonna make it work.
Heck
But you better
yeah.
be there. You
Damn
better be in
right.
that front row screaming, "Woo, Charlie!" Yeah, you better be there.
Flashing titties for the single ladies.
Yeah, there
Just
you
saying.
go. There
Hell
you go.
yeah, man. That's totally awesome. Y'all heard that shit, man. Go ahead, be aware about. Make sure to follow my boy, Charlie Coop, man. I'm telling you, he's doing it. It's gonna be the next one to be live and popping. I'm telling y'all. All right, man. Well, hey, it was a great conversation, bro. I enjoyed it the most. It's very inspiring. I'm inspired. I might even freaking write some music now because of you. I'm gonna write a
All
love
right.
song because
There you go, man.
my
I love it.
emotions right now. Now I'm feeling some kind of way. Thank you.
No problem.
But
And
yeah, man. Y'all heard the shout outs. Y'all know where you can follow my boy. It's a wrap, man. All right. This is
yeah,
John's podcast. Anything else you got to say for your viewers and followers before we're out?
yes. Make sure to check out Charlie Cope live and acoustic at JEC Studio Sessions. It just came out. Make sure to go check that out.
Awesome. Y'all heard it, man. We out. Deuces.